Hello and welcome to another exclusive review with me, Alex Belfield, here at celebrityradio.biz, where last year we had over 12 million minutes viewed on YouTube. We're now the number one reviewer of theatre in the UK and Las Vegas. You can check out all of our hundreds of interviews and reviews at www.celebrityradio.biz. This week we're back at a classic, Mary Poppins, for opening night at the Prince Edward Theatre in the West End of London. This show has been on Broadway, been on tour, and at this theatre in 2015, but it's back in 2019, and it's not reimagined, but it has been re-edited, and thank God. It was very long in its original form, and it's been chopped down, it's had more magic put in, and much clutter taken out. This production has a sensational cast, and let's face it, if you don't have the right Mary, Bert, George, and Birdwoman, you ain't got a show. Well, I have to say, this has been perfectly cast. Zizi Strallen is one of our favourite people. She is a star. She is effortless. She's beautiful. She's got that sassiness about her where you're not quite sure how innocent Miss Poppins is. And that, of course, was the joy of the film. She's all-knowing, of course, Mary Poppins, and you can't play it too innocent. Nor does Zizi Strallen. She is just perfect, and we love her to death. The voice of an angel, the talent of a proper West End leading lady star. What a drive through this show, up and down those stairs. She's got it all. Add into that Charlie Stemp as Bert, who is, well, one of the leading actors of his generation. He's utterly charming, he's hugely charismatic, and he can sing and dance like a bird. His step in time is one of the most mesmerising I've seen anywhere in the world. We saw this on Broadway, of course, the original cast, and on tour, and he's up there with the absolute best. He was born to play this role in a way. He's the cheeky chappy that you just immediately fall in love with, and that is the point of this role. Meanwhile, George Banks is played by Joseph Milson. This was slightly different because, of course, Joseph is much younger than your normal Banks, but he's playing it in a much different way. This is, of course, Banks' story. This is a story about a father and two children and surviving amidst an important and busy career. That's the underlying essence of this story. And I think Joseph brings a more dark reality to this role than I think I've ever seen before. He shows absolutely no tenderness, of course, right until the very end, when we get that magical moment with the children and their father. Amy Griffiths, of course, does a lovely job as Winifred Banks. She's just Mrs. Innocent, really. Meanwhile, of course, the big star in the show is Petula Clark, who has the least to do of all. But what she does do, she does with pure ease. A legend, a star. Spine-tingling to see Petula on stage as the Birdwoman. I know it's only a short, very short piece, but what she does brilliantly. Claire Moore is one of our favourite actresses. Of course, we most recently saw her in the Calendar Girls musical, where she just nailed it. Fabulous Miss Smith. And congratulations to the children, who do a magnificent job. There are in fact 10 children in total. What's most beautiful about this show is the choreography. It's always been my favourite thing. The precision of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is just sensational. The energy of this young and devoted team work together to create some of the most beautiful visuals you'll ever see in a theatre. It's inspiring. Of Broadway standard in places, as is the lighting and of course scenery. This show has changed since its original form. There's more magic in it. There's more very clever shenanigans of both set and set-piece illusions, which of course the children will love. I'm not sure this is a children's musical per se. It's quite long and it's also quite deep. This isn't some airy-fairy Disney nonsense. This is actually a beautiful story at heart about a father's love for his children and vice versa, being torn apart by money, class and work. Not to be too deep, this of course still has those magical moments which we're not going to give away, but flying is of course a big part of this show, and Cameron McIntosh and his team have gone above and beyond to bring that to life for the children. Can't say enough good things about this show. It's a Cameron McIntosh production. It's never going to be poor. This show, though, is clearly one of his babies that he wanted to bring back. I'm not quite sure why it took so long. I think the momentum of the Mary Poppins rebirth last year has been lost amidst a very crowded West End. I don't know whether people care enough about Mary Poppins to keep this open for as long as it lasted the first time around. But who cares? It's beautiful to see it back. It's a great show. And if you get a chance this Christmas to see Mary Poppins, and if you get a chance to see Mary Poppins, it is well worth a visit to the Prince Edward Theatre. Premium tickets for this show are up to £152, £127, but there are some cheaper options if you can get them. It's a massive theatre, this, Prince Edward, but you can get a ticket for $17.50 right at the top in the slip seats. We wish this team all the best. Zizi is just incredible. Stemp is the new Michael Ball. He has got that charm and instant lovability that people just adore in the West End, and we wish them collectively to be the new powerhouse team for as long as possible in Mary Poppins at the Prince Edward Theatre in London's West End. You've been listening to another exclusive review by me, Alex Belfield, here at celebrityradio.biz, where last year we had over 12 million minutes viewed on YouTube. You can check out all of our hundreds of interviews and reviews, including an exclusive interview with Petula Clark, coming up next here at celebrityradio.biz. Ta-da.